Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a regularly scheduled Board of Education meeting for the East Windsor Regional School District. Written advance notice of this meeting was provided at least 48 hours ago. Such notice provided the time, date, and location of this meeting and included the agenda to the extent it was known at the time. Notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with law. Meetings of this minute are being kept by the board secretary and will be made available promptly to any member of the public requesting them from the board secretary at 25A Leshen Lane, Hightstown, New Jersey. Minutes will be provided at cost and accordance with board policy. Are there any members of the board present who believe this meeting to be in violation of the Open Public Meeting Act? There being none, we may proceed. In compliance with the fire code of the state of New Jersey, I call your attention to the emergency exits for this room, which are located behind the audience and to our left and right. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. You're good. Okay. Okay. Item C. You're up.
Having read the materials received, I move the agenda be approved as submitted.
Poll the board, please. Sorry, no second. Second?
Second.
Okay. Poll the board, please.
Mr. Falco.
Yes.
Mr. Laverty.
Yes.
Ms. Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Weeks.
Yes.
Ms. Lands. Ms. Lands.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was a sidebar for a moment there. Item D.
Be it resolved that the East Windsor Regional School District may hold 2 closed sessions at this meeting. These closed sessions concern personnel, HIB report of March 9th, 2026, EWEA negotiations, attorney-client privilege, superintendent contract extension. Minutes of these closed sessions will be made available to the public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Second.
Poll the board, please.
Mr. Falco.
Yes.
Mr. Laverty.
Yes.
Ms. Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Weeks.
Yes.
Ms. Lands.
Yes. Item 2A, we'll move on to our Governor Educator of the Year recognition, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Daniels.
Thank you, Ms. Lands. So, good evening, everyone. It's great to see the excited faces here tonight for good reason. So tonight is the time of the year where we get to celebrate the well-deserving and talented educators within our school district. So, obviously, across the state of New Jersey, school districts participate in the Governor's Educator of the Year recognition program, where we seek feedback from, it could be colleagues, parents, administrators, regarding those individuals who we believe go above and beyond and really serve as models of excellence for those individuals who care for our students day in and day out. So we have 12 individuals, 2 for each of our schools. And I appreciate everyone's flexibility. Obviously, we were supposed to do this at a prior board meeting. The weather got in the way, so I'm glad that most of you could make it tonight. And we're going to take some time to really recognize them and really give them what they deserve. I think this is a significant accomplishment. We have approximately 550 educators in our district, so to be, 12 of those individuals who are celebrated for your contributions is no small feat, and I just want to thank you sincerely as we begin the proceedings today. I will say up front, in case I forget, so something emerged. Last year, Mercer County, we rekindled the county celebration ceremony. This is something that occurred years ago. COVID kind of interrupted that for a host of reasons, and it never really kind of launched again. So last year, We kind of proudly came together. We partnered with the College of New Jersey, and we celebrated, all the county schools celebrated their respective educators at a very somewhat formal luncheon, and another opportunity just to highlight and say thank you for the amazing work that you do. That has been tentatively scheduled. I just got this information late last week. I'll follow up with a formal communication to our recipients this year, but April 30th is the date. Save the date, April 30th. We'll be sending out invitations for our recipients this year to attend a luncheon at the College of New Jersey. So with that said, I'm going to turn things over to the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Ms. Samantha Felicetta, and we'll begin the proceedings. Thank you.
Good evening, welcome. It is such a pleasure to see friends and families and little people in the room to celebrate some of the amazing adults in our district. As Mr. Daniels said, anyone can nominate one of our ed specialists or teachers. So it could have come from a colleague, from a student, from a parent, and that's really exciting. Just being nominated is a huge feat, considering we have such an amazing staff in this district. So I want to congratulate everyone who is nominated, who is not selected, because what happens next is all those nominations go to a committee. So each building is responsible for pulling a committee together and having that committee review all of the nominations. There is a rubric. It's very clear and outlined. And so for you to have been chosen, you're really going above and beyond and doing some really special things for our students in our district. So thank you very much. I'm going to call up the principals one at a time from each building. They are going to first honor their ed specialist of the year and then their teacher of the year. So we're going to start off with Ethel McKnight and Miss Nicole Folks.
Mrs. Felicetta, do me a favor. Could you just take a microphone
Yes,
that's
and
next
use
to
that instead.
Sophia? No, next to Sophia.
You need the whole piece?
That's
I can't
fine.
see that. Okay, sorry.
Good evening. It is my honor to recognize Lauren Leone, District BCBA, as EMK's Educational Services Professional of the Year. Ms. Leone is an exceptional professional who goes above and beyond each day to support both students and staff. She's here.
Come on. Come on
She's already crying. I'm going to start over. Okay. It is an honor to recognize Lauren Leone, District BCBA, as EMK's Educational Services Professional of the Year. Ms. Leone is an exceptional professional who goes above and beyond each day to support both students and staff. She approaches every child with a powerful combination of deep behavioral expertise and genuine compassion. Lauren creates and implements individualized behavior intervention plans for students who need them, ensuring each plan reflects the unique strengths and needs of the child. She then takes the time to train educational assistants and teachers, modeling strategies and providing clear guidance so everyone feels confident, prepared, and supported. Whether coaching staff through a new reinforcement system, helping de-escalate a challenging situation, or stepping into whatever role is needed to support our special education students, Ms. Leone remains calm, steady, and focused on long-term growth. Her thoughtful planning and careful monitoring have helped students successfully transition from highly structured one-to-one support to more independent participation in general education settings. Ms. Leone is deeply committed to professional growth in applied behavior analysis and early childhood development, and she generously shares that knowledge with staff. She collaborates closely with the child study team, administration, outside providers, and families, often offering strategies that extend beyond the school day. Parents frequently express appreciation for her partnership, professionalism, and heart. I am proud to honor Ms. Leone tonight and to celebrate her dedication, impact, and well-earned recognition. Congratulations, Lauren, on this outstanding achievement.
their seating line. I'm gonna do this right. Rachel Cunningham.
It is an honor to stand before you tonight to celebrate an exceptional educator, Mrs. Rachel Cunningham, who is EMK's Governor's Educator of the Year. As a school leader, I have the privilege of working alongside many dedicated teachers, but Mrs. Cunningham stands out as one of the most impactful and inspiring professionals I've ever encountered. She meets her students exactly where they are, both academically and emotionally, and ensures each child is both supported and challenged. Through intentional small group instruction, hands-on learning experiences, and targeted interventions, she creates a classroom where every student feels seen, valued, and capable of success. While she skillfully uses data to guide instruction, it is her empathy, intuition, and deep understanding of children that truly set her apart. Mrs. Cunningham is a lifelong learner who continuously seeks to strengthen her practice. She actively engages in professional development, collaborates closely with colleagues, and implements innovative strategies in literacy and math instruction. She is a trusted source of knowledge and resources within our building and consistently shares best practices to elevate instruction across our school community. As a grade level leader and active member of multiple building committees, Mrs. Cunningham plays a vital role in shaping our school culture. She is thoughtful, solution-oriented, and deeply invested in the success of students, staff, and families. Her commitment extends beyond the classroom through strong family partnerships, community involvement, and her leadership of the East Windsor Rec Camp, allowing her to remain connected to students year-round. She is also a respected leader within the Teachers Union, supporting colleagues with professionalism and integrity. Mrs. Cunningham exemplifies excellence in instruction, leadership, service, and compassion. Her impact is felt throughout our school, and I am proud to celebrate her well-deserved recognition tonight. Congratulations.
I would like to welcome Ms. Santucci, the assistant principal at the Walter C. Black Elementary School.
Good evening. I'm going to use this one. Thank you. Before I start, I need to give a fun fact. So Rachel Cunningham and I went to high school together, and so did Lisa. I don't know your last name, Meryl. So I just want everybody to know that you have 3 esteemed 2004 graduates from the Heights on High School here. Okay. All right, let's begin with Carmen Velasquez Garcia. Please come up and join me as our Educational Specialist of the Year. Carmen Velasquez Garcia is our Educational Specialist of the Year for the 25-26 school year. Carmen is an educational assistant at the Walter C. Black School, working in a self-contained special education setting. Carmen is a deeply caring and dedicated professional whose warmth and reliability have made her an essential part of our school community. This sounds really weird, right? Okay. Carmen has the ability to build trusting relationships with our students, approaching every single child with patience and compassion. Her calm and supportive presence creates an environment where students feel safe, they feel understood, and ready to learn. Our teachers consistently share how much they value Carmen's partnership. She has an intuitive way of anticipating classroom needs and supporting instruction seamlessly. Whether she is working one-on-one to help a student grasp a new concept, assisting small groups, or helping to maintain a positive classroom environment, Carmen always goes above and beyond. Carmen's impact extends far beyond her role. She shows up every single day with a positive attitude, a strong work ethic, and a genuine love for the students she serves. Her commitment to their academic and emotional growth is evident in every single thing she does. Carmen, we are so fortunate to have you on our team at Walter C. Black. Congratulations.
Next, I'd like to call up Jacqueline Schwenker, who is the Teacher of the Year for the Walter C. Black School. It is my honor to recognize Jacqueline, or Jackie Schwenker, as our Teacher of the Year for the 25-26 school year. Jackie has been a part of the Walter C. Black community since 2019, and over the years, she has become someone our school has truly come to rely on for her leadership, her insight, and unwavering commitment to our students. Inside her STEM class, Jackie teaches her students the engineering design process, showing them how to troubleshoot and solve problems when their first attempt doesn't work. She focuses on differentiation and adapts her lesson expectations and materials so that every student can participate. She approaches the diverse needs of our students with a practical and a prepared mindset. Her classroom is a space, or her STEM lab is a space, where every student feels heard and understood. Beyond her classroom, Jackie's leadership helps the entire school run smoothly. She serves on the Lighthouse team to help train our staff in the Leader in Me program. She oversees the culture team, which handles everything from staff morale to school-wide presentations. If you see an effective procedure at arrival or dismissal, or a successful district-wide STEM night for hundreds of families, Jackie was likely behind the planning and the execution. Jackie is respected by her colleagues because she is thorough and she is dependable. When she takes on a project, we all know it will be completed on time and with attention to detail. More importantly, she is respected by her students. She holds them to high standards, and in return, they are proud to show her what they have accomplished. Jackie, thank you for your dedication to our students, your colleagues, and the entire Walter C. Black community. Congratulations.
I would like to call up Mrs. Emerson, the principal of the Grace Norton Rogers Elementary School.
Good evening, everyone. Hillary Stryker, can you please join me? Hillary is a school counselor, and she is our Educational Specialist of the Year. It is my privilege to recognize Hillary Stryker for the Governor's Educator of the Year honor. As a school counselor at the Grace N. Rogers Elementary School, Ms. Stryker has had a meaningful impact on our school culture and climate. She builds strong relationships with students, family, and staff, and delivers engaging, developmentally appropriate classroom lessons focused on emotional regulation, empathy, and resilience. Her work has produced measurable results, with 92% of students reporting that they learned strategies to pause and reframe challenging situations. Through her leadership in launching the Peer Mediator program, she has empowered students to take an active role in resolving conflicts and supporting one another in positive ways. Beyond the classroom, Ms. Stryker provides individual counseling and facilitates lunch bunch groups to foster connection and belonging for students navigating social or personal challenges. She partners closely with families, helping them access community resources and reinforcing a strong homeschool connection. In a short period of time, she has strengthened our social emotional learning framework and contributed to a more inclusive and supportive environment for all students. Grace N. Rogers Elementary School is fortunate to have her leadership and dedication in service of our school community. We're so proud to honor Ms. Stryker as GNR's Educational Services Professional. Tamika Diaz. Tamika is our art teacher at the Grace N. Rogers School. Tamika Diaz keeps students at the heart of everything she does. In her classroom, students are encouraged to think creatively, take risks, and take pride in their work. She makes sure every child, no matter their skill level, has the chance to share their art beyond the classroom through displays at the Hickory Corner Library, the District Arts Calendar, and Youth Arts Month exhibits. She often gives up her own time to help students refine projects and prepare their work for exhibition, helping them build confidence and see themselves as artists with something meaningful to share. Ms. Diaz also strengthens the school community by celebrating students and involving families in their success. She helps organize and support events like the K-5 Art Gala and board recognitions, making sure students feel proud and recognized for their accomplishments. Her work with exhibits and the school yearbook highlight student voice and creativity throughout the building. Because of her dedication, the arts are visible, valued, and a source of pride for the entire school community. We're so proud to have Ms. Diaz as our Governor's Educator of the Year, Teacher of the Year.
I would like to call up Mrs. Allen, the principal of the Perry L. Drew Elementary School.
Could Miss Christina Whittington come up, please? So I want you all to imagine it is 6:45 p.m. on a weekday night. You have high school age children at your own home, and after a long, hard day of work, you drive back to school to watch one of your students perform in their very first instrumental concert. That is a true story from this year, and it is the exact kind of heart and devotion Miss Chrissy Whittington gives to her students every single day. At PLD, Mrs. W is a household name. Her lead teacher describes her as the ultimate asset. She is someone who doesn't just show up, but someone who consistently goes above and beyond to meet the individual needs of every child. Whether she is building deep rapport with a student or seeking out ways to better support our diverse learners, Mrs. Whittington is always growing, always caring, and always leading. A great classroom relies on a team that has each other's backs. And for her colleagues, Chrissy is that rock. Mrs. Whittington, you are kind, you are dedicated, and you are a champion for our students. It is my absolute pleasure to recognize you as Perry L. Drew's Educational Service Professional of the Year. I'd now like to call up Miss Laura Mosca. They say a great teacher can change a child's life, but in the case of Laura Mosca, the word transformation is more accurate. One of our parents recently shared that since joining Laura's self-contained classroom, her child has made a complete 360 turnaround. This isn't a coincidence. It's a direct result of an educator who sees the potential in her students long before they see it in themselves. Laura is not just a teacher, she is a master of specialized instruction and a fierce advocate for every child that she serves. What sets Laura apart is her innovation. She knows that for our students with autism, the world is the classroom. Multiple times a year, Laura takes her students into the local community, not just for a simple field trip, but for vital life skills training. She builds the background knowledge and the confidence our students need to be independent citizens. But Laura's impact doesn't just stop at the classroom door. She is a leader who ensures our equity initiatives include everyone, from creating sensory-friendly spaces for our school dances to leading our autism awareness celebrations. She has built a culture where every student feels seen and valued. To her colleagues, she is an anchor, whether she's officially mentoring a new teacher or informally supporting staff with differentiation or family communication. And also supporting her principal a lot, too. I appreciate you, Laura. She does it all with her signature can-do attitude and a warm, welcoming heart. Laura, you are a visionary who sees the potential in our students long before they see it in themselves. Your talent, your heart, and your dedication make you an indispensable asset to our district and a well-deserving Teacher of the Year. Congratulations.
I would like to call up Dr. Alba Lugo, the principal of the Melvin H. Krebs Middle School.
I'd like to call up Ms. Janet Jocelyn, our Educator of the Year. Janet is an excellent person to work with daily. She comes to work and gives her all. She's very dedicated to the students that she assists in the classroom. Janet is an EA in the MD classroom. 5 students are in that class. These students have unique needs. Janet can adapt to each student's needs and provide the support they need. She's able to provide support to the teacher and the students that she works with. She talks to her teacher daily about ways she can help around the classroom and with the students. Janet has helped the teacher develop different ways to help and do things around the classroom. Janet is the teacher's right-hand woman and would not be able to function without her. She's a great asset to the MD classroom. The students love her and appreciate her presence. Janet is always willing to learn new things and new ways to help the students. She's always positive and is up for anything. I'd like to call Ms. Jennifer Vogel, our Educator of the Year. Jennifer Vogel is a deserving candidate for Governor Educator of the Year. Jen has been a dedicated educator at Krebs Middle School for 16 years. She has taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math across a variety of courses and 6th, 7th, and 8th grade STEM during her tenure in the district. She has served as a mentor and a lead teacher. During this time, her exceptional teaching skills have helped to inspire both her students and her colleagues to achieve great things. Jen inspires students of all backgrounds and abilities to learn. As a math teacher, she worked with students in every course offered at Krebs. She gave up time in lunch and academic support to work one-on-one with kids who struggle with math and have feared math their whole lives and has helped them achieve success. She has also worked with students who love math and put pressure on themselves to achieve perfection and has modeled for them how not to be so hard on yourself, how to love learning, and how to think more abstractly through project-based learning. As a STEM teacher, she has found interdisciplinary connections in science and history classrooms. She learned about the Egyptian pyramids to find a connection to the engineering design process and made both history and engineering come alive for students. Jen is the kind of teacher who steps up when students need extra help. She has worked the after-school spring math program to help students overcome difficulties with math prior to state testing. She has done this for several years and often has the most well-attended sessions because her students love and trust her. Jen has the respect and admiration of teachers, students, and administration due to the active roles she plays in the school community. She has served on many committees, such as SCIP and College and Career Readiness, to help improve CREPS. She has coached intramural flag football and basketball to bring her love of sports to the community, and is also the kids' biggest cheerleaders at their games and events. She loves to chaperone a dance and attend promotion to celebrate the big moments in students' lives, and is the first one willing to support a family when they are going through a challenging time. She takes building morale seriously by stepping up and helping to organize, plan, and execute Sunshine faculty events. She's the kind of person that inspires other people to step up and help. She does this not because she asks or expects help, but because she exemplifies a kind and warm attitude about receiving help. During the 23-24 school year, she stepped up to run the Sunshine Committee by herself while her co-chair was out on maternity leave. She has done this with her consistent professionalism, compassion, and unwavering dedication to the school community. She has an incredible ability to connect with a struggling student or a concerned parent. Jen approaches all interactions with patience, positivity, and honest, genuine care. Overall, Jen is an amazing representative of the CREPS community. Thank you.
I would now like to call up Mr. Vincent, the Hightstown High School principal.
Good evening. Congratulations to all the award winners. I'd like to call up Lisa Sheen. Lisa is our Educational Specialist Professional of the Year. It is truly an honor to stand before you this evening to recognize an individual whose work is often carried out quietly behind the scenes as our athletic trainer. Yet those impact is felt every day in our fields, our gymnasiums, and throughout our school community. This year, we are proud to recognize Lisa, our athletic trainer at Hightstown High School, as our Educational Service Professional of the Year. At Hightstown High School, athletes are an important part of who we are as a school community. Our student athletes proudly represent the Rams with resilience, discipline, and heart. Behind every competition, every practice, and every moment of triumph, there is someone ensuring that our students are safe, prepared, and cared for. That person is Lisa. Lisa's unwavering dedication to the health, safety, and well-being of our students is unmatched. She's the first one on the field when an athlete goes down, and often the last ones to leave after ensuring a student is stable and supported. Her days do not end when the dismissal bell rings. They extend into late afternoons, evenings, weekends, and throughout every season of the year. Whether it's a football under the Friday night lights, a spring lacrosse match, or a winter wrestling tournament, Lisa is there, steady, focused, and calm. But her impact goes beyond treating injuries. Lisa builds relationships. She earns trust, reassures anxious parents, guides our students for rehabilitation with patience and encouragement. She works closely with coaches to ensure proper protocols are followed and that students' safety is always the top priority. She communicates with medical professionals, monitors recovery plans, and ensures return-to-play decisions are made responsibly and thoughtfully. In many ways, she serves as a medical professional and a mentor. Our student athletes know when to walk into the athletic training room. They're walking into a space where they will be supported, physically and emotionally. Lisa understands that an injury can be more than a physical setback. It can be a moment of doubt, frustration, or fear for a young person. She meets those moments with compassion and steady guidance. Her professionalism is excellent. Her preparation is meticulous. Her standards are high, and her commitment to doing what is right for students, even when it's difficult, reflects the very best of our school community. At Hightstown High School, we often speak what it means to be Ram strong. It means showing up. It means caring deeply. It means putting students first. Lisa embodies those values every single day. For her tireless dedication, her compassionate care, and her steadfast commitment to our student athletes and families, we are proud to honor Lisa as a Hightstown High School School Educational Specialist of the Year. Lisa, thank you for your countless hours, the quiet leadership, the steady presence you give the Rams, and more importantly, my friend. This recognition is richly deserved, and our entire community is grateful for what you do. So tonight I have the honor of representing our Educator of the Year, our teacher. Tonight she's actually chaperoning, as she always does. She gives beyond what a normal person does. She's actually chaperoning a club activity that she's not directly involved in. She's in Atlantic City supporting our future business leaders. So again, this kind of represents what Norella Abdulaziz is all about. But I'd like to read her little blurb just so that we can recognize all that she does. Norella is an exceptional educator whose dedication, professionalism, and far-reaching impact on students and colleagues exemplifies the very best of our profession. Norella is a highly skilled and reflective educator whose communication, organization, and passion for teaching are evident in every aspect of her work. What truly distinguishes her, however, is her genuine investment in students' long-term growth. She's constantly looking beyond the immediate classroom experience, thoughtfully considering where her students are headed and what skills they need to succeed in future academic and personal endeavors. This forward-thinking approach reflects her deep belief in education as a pathway for opportunity and understanding. Beyond her classroom, Norella has made a lasting impact on the broader school culture for her commitment in cultural awareness and inclusion. She has taken the initiative to create and lead a school-wide Hispanic Heritage Month program, transforming into a meaningful education experience for the entire school community. Through student-centered presentations, cultural celebrations, and authentic learning experiences, Norella has elevated cultural understanding and fostered a sense of pride and belonging that extends well beyond their own students. In addition, Norella serves as the advisor to the Spanish National Honor Society, where she mentors high-achieving bilingual students and guides them in meaningful service to the school and district. Under her leadership, students regularly serve as translators during parent-teacher conferences, community events, helping to ensure Spanish-speaking families feel welcome, supported, and fully engaged in their children's education. Her efforts reflect a deep commitment to service, leadership, and equality. Further demonstrating her vision, Norella has begun to develop a student trip abroad, helping to provide students with authentic opportunities to immerse themselves in Spanish-speaking cultures. This initiative underscores her belief that language extends beyond textbooks and classrooms, beyond firsthand cultural experiences, and it plays a critical role in developing global awareness, empathy, and lifelong learning. As a colleague, Norella is trusted and respected leader within her department. She is consistently collaborative, deeply involved, and someone others rely on for curriculum alignment, instructional planning, and professional dialogue. Her positive attitude, professionalism, and her willingness to support her peers have made her a valuable member of our school community. Norella embodies the qualities of an outstanding educator, compassionate, dedicated, and driven by a profound belief in the potential of every student. Our school is stronger because of her leadership and her cultural advocacy and her unwavering commitment to excellence. We are extremely proud to celebrate her as our Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Norella.
I want to take a moment to thank the principals who spent such a wonderful amount of time really thinking and highlighting all of the wonderful aspects of the honorees tonight. So principals, thank you. The words that you said about our wonderful staff are just very, very meaningful, and we appreciate it. Right now, I would like to invite Board President, Mrs. Lands, Mr. Daniels, up, and all of our nominees. We're going to have a photo op. So paparazzi, come on down. Thank you, friends and family, for coming out. We appreciate you being here tonight.
Just official announcement that we're going to take about a 5-minute break for everyone to celebrate, and we'll come back after that. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Really quick, I just wanted to say congratulations once again to all of our recipients of the Governor Educator of the Year Award. You are truly valued, and we appreciate everything you do for our students in the district. So next, we will move on to item 3, our student representatives report.
Good evening, board and board members. Although Danny is not here today, I can speak for us both by saying how proud we are for all the teachers who got awards tonight, and how excited we are to share another update. Last week, the DECA Club members competed at states in Atlantic City. More than 10 students qualified for nationals in Atlanta, Georgia. We are so proud of all of our national qualifiers who are representing our school at the national level and wish them the best of luck as they continue to showcase their hard work. Spring sports have officially started at Hightstown, with today marking the first day of tryouts for all sports. With everyone so excited for the new season to start. Good luck to everyone. FBLA's first competition started today with more than 30 students competing throughout the rest of the week in Atlantic City. Good luck to everyone who is competing. Next week starts the NJGPA testing, where juniors will be taking both math and English tests as the New Jersey state requirement. Next week as well, ESL students will be taking the ASSES testing. All other students will be on a delayed opening schedule. Last Thursday on March 5th, the girls volleyball team and the class of 2026 held the 3rd annual student versus staff volleyball tournament, with the teachers taking the win again. Congratulations to the teachers, and we love seeing all the support. Huge success for the senior class on February 27th with the senior class while they held their private ice skating event at the Mercer County Ice Skating Rink, with students K through 12 were able to go and ice skate while helping the senior class fundraise. The senior class thanks everyone for coming out and supporting. The musical Bring It On, the cast and crew were able to go to the middle school last week and held a private viewing. This year's school musical, Bring It On, is quickly approaching. Last week, the cast and crew went to the middle school, and on Wednesday this week, they will be performing at the high school. We are all excited to see the amazing work they've been doing. A huge congratulations to Samantha Ackway on being named Hightstown's representative for National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Samantha is a 3-sport athlete on the tennis, swim, and lacrosse team, while also playing saxophone and leading the ecology club. Congratulations, Sam. Gabby Sannon makes this month's Female Athlete of the Month. Gabby is a senior on the girls wrestling team, and this past weekend made it to states. Earlier in the season, she also won the CVC championship in her weight class and has been a prime example of what hard work looks like for the rest of the girls wrestling team. Congratulations, Gabby, and good luck at states. Chris Florin is this month's Male Athlete of the Month. Chris is a junior and has had an amazing season, going 17-2 and winning the CVC championship in his weight class as well. Chris has shown amazing leadership and has been a vital member of the wrestling team. Congratulations, Chris. As we approach the end of the school year, exciting events like Junior Prom are quickly approaching. Tickets for Junior Prom have officially gone on sale, with prom being on April 24th, 2026. Intramural sports. Hightstown is excited to start the new intramural sports. Soccer and cricket for both girls and boys will have the chance to participate after spring break. This concludes the end of my report. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. That was very informative, and congratulations to all our athletes and DECA folks, and if I missed anyone else, I'm sorry. We're very proud of you. We'll now move on to item 4, our superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you again. Just want to reiterate the positive sentiment to our Governor Educator of the Year recipients. Just I want to make it part of the superintendent's report that our county recognition ceremony is scheduled to take place on April 30th. More information to come. I would just add that one of the things that I believe that makes education unique truly is the people. So, I think the strength of any organization really lies in its people. And AI cannot replace our amazing educators. So I think that it's all about the people that bring the heart and soul to the work each day to meet the needs of our students. So thank you once again. Sophia, thank you for your great report tonight. You handled it well without Danny. All right, I'll let them know that you handled it quite well. Couple highlights for today. So last week was Read Across America Week, so that was kind of permeating a lot of our school environments, especially at the elementary level. So it was all about reading, which is great, which is always what we do. But obviously, it enabled folks to kind of enter classroom spaces and serve as guest readers. I had the opportunity to serve as a guest reader. I do want to give a brief shout out to EMK and 4 teachers in particular, Mrs. Alvear, Mrs. List, Mrs. Sheridan, and Mrs. Watkins, who graciously welcomed me into their rooms. The students were amazing. I told them that they were the best 5th graders I've ever read to, and they were like, "No, we're not. We're 2nd grade." But it was fun. It was good. Great opportunity. Also last week, the Heightstown Elks did some guest reading with our 3rd grade students, in addition to, and that's going to be delivered, gifting our 3rd grade students with a copy of the book Freckle Juice. So definitely want to thank our Heightstown Elks, good community partnership, and definitely appreciate their participation in Read Across America activities. In terms of congratulations, I do want to highlight our Heightstown High School Jazz Ensemble for earning 2nd place in the TIA Jazz Competition held at Manchester High School. They were also honored with the award for Best Overall Trombone Section in the Open Class Division. In terms of athletics, I just want to highlight our girls 4x4 100-meter team, who shattered the very old 1977 school record. So that happened on March 3rd. I think they had a time of 4 minutes, 8 seconds, so very impressive. And that was held at the Armory. That's Maddie Kelly, Asia Summersell, Jenna Tori, and Carly Kelly. So congratulations. Also want to just highlight and echo what Sophia shared regarding our DECA team, our HHS DECA team, who's down in Atlantic City. We had several members who earned advancement to compete at the International Career Development Conference in Atlanta for their respective events, so definitely congratulations to those students. Last week, had the opportunity to attend the SEL Day at Perrier Drew School. It was a day of inviting families in the morning. Students focused on some social-emotional skills and engaged in a number of hands-on activities throughout the day. So definitely appreciated having the opportunity to participate and see what was happening there. Rewind the clock to February 26th. There was a landmark event that took place at the Melvin H. Krebs Middle School in the auditorium. That was the very first District Orchestra Festival. When I arrived to the district in 2019, the district was in the process of determining how we could establish a strings program. Back at that point, we were looking to launch the following year. I can't even take credit for this. The board was on top of it, to launch a 3rd grade kind of a general music strings introduction. The following year was to establish a 4th grade orchestra at both schools, GNR and PLD. So we fast forward to the 25-26 school year. So we had a couple of landmark opportunities. One was the District Orchestra Festival. That was preceded actually by the first high school orchestra performance that took place this year. So now we find ourselves with a presence of strings across all levels within our school district. So I do want to thank the board for its continued support in terms of the program and growing the program. And the District Orchestra Festival was really a proud moment, just to see, one, the growth of the program, but just to see students, performing at the elementary, middle, and high school, and performing together definitely was a highlight. So definitely want to commend our very talented strings teachers at both the elementary and middle school and high school. Our middle school and high school has the same teacher, but also to Libby Gopal, our supervisor of visual performing arts. And just a quick highlight, we have beginning this week, I think Sophia mentioned it, the high school musical, Bring It On, which begins on March 12th. It'll take place March 12th, 13th, 14th at 7 p.m. here at the Heightstown High School auditorium. And there's also a 2 p.m. showing on March 15th. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mark. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, there being none, we will move on to our first opportunity for board member comments. Michael?
Just wanted to echo, I was able to be at the jazz band competition in Burlington, or Manchester last Friday, and it was fantastic to see the kids perform. And it's also worth mentioning, I don't know if I might have missed it, but this is March is Music in Our Schools Month. So if anybody in the community is, if anybody in the community is looking for an excellent evening of entertainment, any of our upcoming concerts would be a great time to come out and support the district, whether you have a kid in the district or not. Watching these amazingly talented kids get out there and show their growth is a very real human experience that we all need more of these days.
Great, thanks for that shout out. It's a good one. Anyone else? Okay, I just wanted to say a quick little reminder to the board that our personal/relative and financial disclosure statements need to be filed by April 28th. We did receive an email, but just in case, sometimes they drop to the bottom. Just wanted to give everyone a heads up about that. If you have any questions, let me know. And we will now move on to our first opportunity for public comment. Any members of the public wish to speak, please approach the podium, sign your name and address in the book, and in order to make the microphone work, just hit the little button on the bottom right, and it will light up red. And there is a 3-minute time talking.
Just see a red light.
Okay. Well, I'm Don Mueller. I live in East Windsor. I moved back after 30 years elsewhere. Nice to see people getting awards. I work for 2 Nobel Prize winners. I'm sure they didn't get anything good to eat like I see you did today. But I'm here to introduce my work in physics of sports to this school. I actually use these chuckets, and they can see me throw at the Melvin Krebs School in the parking lot after hours, and I've had more than 10 or 15 kids from the 2 schools, middle school and high school, say, "Professor, show me how to do that." And they've actually learned how to throw much better. So it's kind of interesting. And there's also a physics and mathematics aspect to this, so that if there are science teachers and students who would like to say, "Can you tell us more about the science behind throwing and swinging?" I'd be happy to do that. So if there are any questions, please ask them. And you can reach me at my phone number, 609-240-7851. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. You can just leave it up.
You know what, I'm just going to address him very quickly.
Okay, sure.
So Don, I'll just share with the board. I did speak with Don last week, invited him to come tonight. I am going to follow up with Don, and we'll have some further discussion with our athletic director to determine how we can potentially partner with Don with the school district.
Thank you, John, and thank you, Mark. Okay, we will now move into our first executive session this evening, and we expect to be out for about 25 minutes. Thank you. Actually, it's going to be about 40 minutes. My apologies. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are going to continue on with our meeting. We are at item 7A, our 2026 committee meetings. There were no committee meetings today, right? You did. Okay. Okay. Would you like to report out? Thank you.
Yes, we had a wellness committee meeting earlier. Jen and I represented the board. David and Lauren gave presentations on seems like half a dozen different topics, so I'll just touch on each one briefly. The first had to do with the student climate survey that we've talked about in the past, and we went over some findings. Some were very positive, especially from certain schools in the categories of feeling belonging in relationships, school pride, trust in adults, a high expectation culture. I won't get into the details of those now. The presentation was sent to the board. Interesting that there was a chart that shows separately the results by students and parents. And in some cases, the parents were more positive and sometimes more negative. The one area that did show some area for concern had to do with the experience with negative behaviors. Things like safety relationships, pro-social behavior, and academic culture were good in most cases, but there were some bad marks in the area of some negative behavior. So on that, we had a discussion about restorative practices and some professional development that we have going on in the district and some definitions of what it means and beyond restorative practice being a part of our discipline practice, restorative practices being part of a proactive approach to student behavior and building community in the school district to reduce the instances where students feel like acting out on others. So that was an interesting conversation, and like I said, that's an area where we're, as a district, going to be focusing on professional development more so than ever, with this broader view of what it means to have our professionals responsible to build a atmosphere of mutual respect. And importantly, too, the restorative practice model involves the voice of the victim in instances where there was an issue. It's not just discipline between the administration and the aggressor, but also a community, including the victim of harassment or harm, which is different and helps repair the relationships all around. We went on to a brief discussion of different mental health partnerships that the district has, Attitudes in Reverse, our programs with the therapy dogs that we'll be continuing, and the relationship with Jewish Family Children's Services, among other social service agencies that provide counseling and professional development and programs for students in our district. We went on to talk about counseling groups that we have, some out of the, more unusual. In my experience, I haven't heard of some of these before. For example, a support group of students who've exited their bilingual programs and are experiencing the unique stress of now being part of mainstream classrooms. There are others with student groups having to do with anger management, bereavement, stress management, and social skills. There was some discussion then about social emotional learning and the SEL Day and the SEL Week that we had recently. Some programs were just talked about at the Drew School, at the McKnight, and some of the events and activities around that. And then a bit of a off to the side from all those mental health type of issues, we actually talked about measles. And statewide, we don't have any specific district data on this, but statewide, the drop in kids being immunized against measles and the eventual, what we fear, eventual growth in the number of cases of measles. The state now has dropped, I think David described, where we've now dropped below 95%. That's considered herd immunity, where the folks who cannot get immunized for medical reasons still have a pretty good chance of avoiding the disease. We've dropped below that threshold now. We've been below for about 5 years now. Dropping below 95 down to 94% immunized and down to 93% most recently. That's data from the New Jersey kindergarten measles, mumps, rubella vaccination rate up till last year. And we talked about the district's approach to doing outreach to those students' families to try to get immunization for them, try to get them access to the health care if they don't have a medical home, and the kinds of escalations that go on in the outreach to those families. And finally, some improvement in chronic absenteeism, both based on the early intervention and some other in-school programs, a good progress reported across the schools in the chronic absenteeism rate, where we early monitoring, we're first talking to parents after 6 absences by November 1st, mid-year escalation, critical escalation, intervention, and district level review. That talks about the district-wide interventions with regard to chronic absenteeism, special programs we may bring in. But there has been some improvement across the board. That is my report. Questions?
Okay, thank you, Bob. That was very informative. I'm glad you talked about the measles, too. It's something that's always been on my mind, and not everyone brings it up for fear of, I don't know, just not to have that conversation with folks. Looks up next is our policy meeting will happen at, policy committee meeting will happen at the next meeting on March 23rd. That's what's scheduled at this time unless we make some changes.
We're also trying to reschedule the curriculum committee meeting, I believe, for next Monday, March 16th at 5 or 6. So Sandy's just waiting for confirmation from committee members.
If everyone on the committee, the curriculum committee, can get in touch with Sandy as soon as possible, that would be great. Thank you. Okay, we'll now move on to the curriculum.
Non-board night.
Right.
We're just trying to reschedule for the 23rd.
Yeah.
If there are openings, people not able to attend, could you let me know? I don't have to be first on the list, but
Yeah, we'll do a shout out because
yeah.
I know everyone really wants to be part of that. It goes back to, do we open that up again as a committee of the whole? But it never seems, that doesn't seem to be the desire of the board, but we can always address that again later if folks are interested in something like that. Excuse me, my throat. Today is the day of the crackling throats, I guess. It warmed up outside, so my apologies. All right, if there are any other questions?
Has the finance meeting from February been rescheduled? Because I think, wasn't the February 9th one didn't happen, and you said you were going to reschedule?
That particular night, we were going to pretty much talk about budget.
Okay,
That was going to be the entire agenda.
Okay.
So what we did was we took that meeting and just really brought it, if you remember, were you here at that
Yeah.
meeting? So that update I gave on the budget was exactly what that committee meeting was going to be about. So
Okay.
essentially, we covered it, but in
Okay.
the full board meeting.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to item 8, our second opportunity for board member comments. Okay. There being none, I do have a quick one. We are in the CSA evaluation timeframe, so I did send board members an email today with the outline of the dates and the process as we work through it. So currently, Mark is beginning his portion of it, and we will turn that around and go through each stage. But if you have any questions, let me know. And then I will be sending out an email probably by the end of this week, maybe even next week, depending on my schedule, talking about our board self-evaluation. So it will be a little bit earlier, but that'll kind of pull us back into the New Jersey School Board's recommended time frame to do those things. So look out for that communication as well. Okay, we'll now move on to our second opportunity for public comments. Any members of the public wish to speak? Okay, there being none, we will move on to item 9.
Motion to approve routine items by exception. Having read the materials received, I move that the board approve the routine agenda items as submitted. Item A, staffing for March 9th, 2026. Item B, job description, student assistance counselor. Item C, approved travel and related expenses. Item D, Heightstown Elks third grade book donation. Item E, technology recycling batch number 68. Item F, approved new field trip sites for upcoming trips. Item G, out of district placement. Item H, professional services for students. Item I, co-op purchases. Item J, board meeting minutes approval. Item K, report of the board secretary and financial report for January 2026. Item L, expense and transfer reports of school monies report for January 2026. Item M, bill list of March 9th, 2026.
Any questions?
Yes, I have a couple of questions. Line item I, under co-op purchases, we are purchasing 1,200 units of Chromebooks, and it's saying it's fiscal year 24-25. Can you explain to me what that means? It's for fiscal year 24-25, that's what it says on that.
That represents when so we pass a motion every year to approve co-ops, and it's a big, long, we have about 13 of them. So the mentioning there is just when it was approved that we were going to use all these co-ops. They're actually being purchased out of this year's budget.
And what is this, this going to be replacing the old Chromebook, or how does this work? Because we have 5,000 kids, I don't know how many we actually, I'm just trying to understand.
That's fine. No, that's a good question.
1,200, and it's coming to about $460 per unit. So I know they have to submit a contract to get the best bids to acquire this asset. So I'm just trying to find out, are we replacing the old Chromebook because this is a different brand, or are there faster processors?
No, so
if you could give me some background.
Sure, no,
would be
so
great.
right
Thank
now,
you.
no problem. We have a cycle right now where we've been replenishing one-to-one devices for students. So at the K2 level, we use iPads, and there's a cycle associated with that. Students get them in kindergarten, and then they use them for K1-2. When they transition to third grade, all students get a new Chromebook. They hold on to that Chromebook for their elementary experience from 3 through 5, and then when they transition to the middle school, they get a new Chromebook as sixth graders. And then when they transition to the high school as freshmen, they then basically trade in the Chromebook that was assigned to them as a middle school student, and one's issued when they begin their high school journey, and that Chromebook remains with them through graduation. So this is just part of our, if you recall several years ago, we adopted an evergreen model just to create a budget cycle. So we are constantly looking for opportunities to see what the best options are as it relates to warranty. This situation, this particular vendor is enabling us to kind of place our order, hold the devices for us, and then we'll get them in the summer and prep them for distribution. So this is what this reflects at this point, just preparing for grades 3, 6, 9. Okay?
How many years are the warranty normally they give us? 3 years or 5 years?
I want to say it could be 4. I think it's 3 or 4.
So what happens to the old equipment? Do they get refurbished or they get
They
sent
do.
back
They
to?
can get refurbished. It depends on the warranty. We've had times where we keep some devices out of warranty,
Okay.
and then the technology department uses them to assist with some other devices. Depending on the nature of the warranty, we've had circumstances where we send a device in, they send us a replacement. But yes, we've used devices typically out of warranty. One of the things you do outside of them being loaners will be for parts. Okay.
And these units will be with the highest processor units, you know how
Well,
they
they're
have-
Chromebooks, so they're kind of just a vessel to the internet, to be quite honest with you, but they're comparable to what we've used in the past.
Awesome.
All right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions? And I need a second. We didn't get a second. I jumped ahead there. Someone want a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right. If there's no other questions, Paul, poll the board, please.
Mr. Falco,
Yes.
Mr. Laverty,
Yes.
Ms. Mahiri,
Yes.
Ms. Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Ms. Lands.
Yes for all but item C, and I will say yes to everything except for the line items related to myself. Okay, that concludes our regular business of the board meeting this evening. We do have a second executive session related to our superintendent contract extension, but we will not be having any actionable items after that. So we'll say goodnight to everyone.